landing on a planet like this, if I just cut off the engine, it's the same power.
Hello.
I need an amplified carbon oscillator.
Alright, check. Just want to check out the mic. Alright, check. Oh, just want to check out the mic. Sounds fantastic. Alright, be back. Got to tweet and then get alcohol. We need more alcohol. Sounds fantastic. Alright, be back. Got to tweet and then get alcohol. We need more alcohol. Sounds fantastic. Alright, be back. Got to tweet and then get alcohol. We need more alcohol. Sounds fantastic. Alright, be back. Got to tweet. Alright, just 30 seconds. Alright, let's kill some fucking aliens. Hi, Puzzle. Let's make it easy. Since according to that meme the other day, I'm a soy gamer or whatever. Energy level. Easy, I guess. Rapid fire on. We'll mess around with the controller in a second. Arcade. One player. So, oh, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Wait, why isn't it... Alright, we gotta reset. Hold on. How do I do that? So we want to go to options, easy, energy level, rapid fire off. Okay. I think that's right. Now let's try it. There we go. Okay. So Alien Storm was a game that I had right when we moved. There was this kid in my neighborhood that I kind of didn't like because he used to treat my brother really crappy. So I quote unquote borrowed the game from him, and then oh whoops, we moved. Sorry. Wah wah. And his brother was a creep too. Oh, these dudes kind of look like goblins from Dragon's Dogma. Goblin! So we'd have to ask, someone who's a lot more into Sega games than I am, like Greg Seward or like Kevin Larrabee or somebody like that, but I feel like and I forget which games came first, but having just done some Streets of Rage streams, this game feels like that same vein. Yeah, can you come down, please? Thank you. And this is, of course, a game where, oh crap, where having two players really helps, like Streets of Rage and, you know, any kind of side-scrollers, Contra, Gradius. You know, it doesn't really matter what system, it's all, you know, two-player. You know, we streamed River City Ransom a while ago. That's a game that's like way funner, even. Just like straight up funner. So the aliens are becoming mailboxes here. And one of the things I like about this game is that it's the kind of presentation of it is not like super serious. Like the aliens do like really goofy stuff, although now they're kind of overwhelming me a little bit. So let's nuke them all, like you can in Streets of Rage. Come on. This is pretty fun. I had not played this game in a long time. Before the Sega Collection came out on the PS3, the one that Ethan from Player One worked on. And I kind of remembered it, and I had to think about it for a second. I say I love it. You got the the alien that looks like the Slurm from Futurama. You know, look at him. He looks like a Slurm. You know, a Slurm, but not Slurms Mackenzie. Which is, you know, obviously Slurms Mackenzie is a whole different thing. Entirely. So hey, this might also be one of the last streams where we use the PS4 interface, because I have I finally found a software that I like for my laptop. So this weekend I'm gonna. One of our streams last week was using it, and I think our Lost Sphere one on Monday was too. But this weekend I'm gonna actually set it up. For like day-to-day use, and really get it going. Yeah, this is cool. I guess you can't like harm the people like in oh, what was it? What game was it? Narc. That game sucks so much. Alright, let's save. It's pet and puzzle. He's sitting in his perch. Tonight's beer is one of those. Oh yeah, it's backwards. Yeah, the PS4 camera's like mirrored. I don't know why. Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to do that. That's okay. Hey. Go down, go down, go down, go down. Sarah, hey. The beer of the day is one of those vanilla cream ales again. I was in the mood for those when I was coming home from work. Alright, where's the other enemy? Oh, there we are. Ah, crap. Yeah, you really only get 3 lives, which is kind of annoying. Unless there's a code for, like, I wonder if there's a Contra code for this game. Yeah, she's pretty awesome. Yeah, this game's cool. I was saying earlier, I own this game because when we moved down to the shore when I was a kid, there was a kid in our neighborhood who's kind of a dick. Actually, and his brother was like a real like creep in ways that in 2018 we would find very, very objectionable. And I kind of borrowed the game right before we moved, and oh whoops, we moved, sorry. And the kid, he was like a real asshole to my brother, so fuck him. Was pretty much my thought. And then I'd not really thought about this game that much until the Sega collection on the PS3 came out, and I played it, and I was like, hey, this is pretty cool. It's like Streets of Rage meets Contra, basically. I was pretty into it. Ah, come on. I was saying earlier too, there's an alien that kind of looks like the Slurm aliens from Futurama. Like, I think this game is, you know, like a lot of arcade games of this era, is pretty silly as well, which I think is cool. I think too many games these days are like way too serious. Like, even in situations like this where it's like, oh wow, there's this alien invasion, and it's like, well, you know, you don't have to like, not every game has to be The Last of Us or Breath of the Wild or whatever. Not every moment of life has to be angry and angsty and brooding and, you know, serious. Oh, crap. Ah, no, 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 no. And I know we kind of went off with the politics last night, but I think it's a very, like, privileged kind of bourgeoisie thing to, like, always be serious and, like, heavy-handed. I think that's, like, a really crappy thing. I think even in harrowing times, people need to, like, get a fucking sense of humor. Ah, crap. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I used to be, in my teens, one of those people that had to be, like, super serious because I thought that that was, like, the correct, like, punk rock leftist thing to do, and all it did was make me very angry and end up in therapy. So, yeah, no thanks. Oh, I love how she jumps away. That's so cool. Oh, crap. Alright, hold on a second. My, menchies are blowing up on Twitter. Let me go, see if people are angry at me. They're not! Success! Yeah, I was at work all day, so I had some meetings to go to, so yeah, people are kind of bummed. But, oh, hi, Puzzle. Do you have anything to say? You've been sleeping all day. You're just being lazy today. Yeah, a couple of my relatives are, I think, realizing in real time as we speak that, I'm like a socialist or whatever, and they're not happy, let's say. They're very, very, not taking it well. Which is entertaining, to say the least. Yeah, I think a lot of my relatives just thought that I was just kind of a weirdo intellectual, and then it's like, no, he's serious. Or yeah, it's this thing that you grow out of. And then, you know, you get yours and decide that other people are, you know, beneath you. And man, ever since I've gotten mine this year, which I really have, man, I want to help people out even more. Yeah, that whole idea that, like, I'm supposed to just kind of, like, chill now is just, yeah, not cool. Whoa, the animation on her running is not that great. Look at her legs. It looks like she has like 5 of them. Okay, we can jump. Got it. No! Crap! Crap. There we go. Yeah, her legs, get all, like, buckled into each other. It's definitely weird. Ah, crap. I mean, you know, one of the things you always have to keep in mind with games like this is that these things were supposed to be to, you know, eat. You know, these things were supposed to eat your quarters. So. Let's see what else we got here. What's a demo? Oh, that's just like a... Oh, okay. Yeah, the jump flip is pretty cool. I do have to say. I'm into it. 1 player versus 2 player. That's cool. I wish there was remote play on this. Well, actually, oh, we saved. We could go back a couple levels. Load. Yeah, see, Oh man, those guys kind of look like goblins. Goblin! Even in numbers, a weakling is a weakling still. Come on, where'd he go? Crap. Do you want to eat? I believe that was a yes. Oh. Say hi. No? You don't want to talk? There you go. You never want to be on camera. Come on. Oh yeah, that's right, we can rewind. I keep forgetting that we can do that. The, weapon detection in this game isn't the best. And the whole it's a arcade game originally thing only gets you so far. Hey, I know. What if we created a society where we didn't have to screw consumers over to get them to stick more goddamn quarters into an arcade machine, and we could actually make like a quality game that didn't rip them off. I know that's like crazy thinking, but like I lived through it, but looking back, the whole like arcade model is just like so crazy. And I mean, I wasn't a big arcade person because I always felt screwed. Like I'd spend like 3 or 4 quarters and then be like, well, that game sucks because I only could get to level 2. The game on my NES that I can play whenever I want, that I actually paid for and can then, you know, I don't have to drive to a damn mall to play. And I know we finally come to the realization in 2018 that so much of nerd culture is just jock culture with like less muscles. But in the 80s, that was absolutely true. The kind of people who hung out in arcades and were like those cool, like, you know, like the kind of people you see in like Fast Times at Ridgemont High, those people were like meatheads, you know, by far. Or there are people that, you know, thought they were isolated from society because they liked, you know, Pac-Man or whatever. It wasn't like they were some D&D person who was getting accused of being a Satanist by the PMRC. You know, they were just, you know, their personality was, I like computer games. You know, nobody was saying that they worship the devil or, you know, whatever. Like they were with people who play D&D games, people who listen to heavy metal music, people who listen to punk rock. You know, friggin' Dead Kennedys literally went on trial in 1987, the Frankenchrist trial, for obscenity. And the people who pushed for that trial, they weren't like evangelical Christians, they were good old centrist liberals. And they went after the Dead Kennedys, the lawyers admitted, because it would be much more cost effective to go after, you know, broke punk rockers than, you know, Ozzy Osbourne or whatever. Which then leads to, that same attitude then leads to, you know, cases like the West Memphis 3, where, you know, we're putting people in jail basically because they, you know, like Slayer or whatever. And it takes a real mass movement to get them out of jail. You know, a mass movement I participated in. There was this kid in my neighborhood, I think I've talked about him on the podcast a couple times, that had this he had this real thing that anything that was like Dungeons and Dragons related, so say like Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, stuff like that, was satanic. And he used to warn us all the time. He'd be like, I'm warning you, you're going to hell. And then when I was in 7th grade, right before we moved, anarchy signs became like a cool thing in my grade for... I'm not sure why this happened, but it did. And he used to freak out about that it was satanic. He was the kind of person that nowadays would flip out about, like, you know, Harry Potter making you a witch or something. He was friends with the kids who got me into fantasy novels. They got me into, like, Terry Brooks and Tolkien and David Eddings, and I think they were the ones who turned me on to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. They're all pretty cool. I've talked about the one kid a bunch of times. That was one of my, like, probably my best friend. That he was just with Nintendo games, he could just like pick them up, and you know, you come back a couple days later and he'd have the game figured out. He was just so good. He was the one that his mom was obsessed with Michael Bolden. In a way that, you know, at the time seemed weird, because we were socialized to think that women being interested in things was bad. See, in recent years, the way people sneer at One Direction fans and whatnot. Alright, let's save. Oh, we're back to this level. You know, it's really easy to screw this up, too, if you're, like, not paying attention. Like, if your eyes kind of drift for a second, you can really mess this up. Yeah, I mean, when I was, you know, in my teens, and, I mean, I was never really a big fan, but that was one of the big, you know, things that people made fun of. Oh, did I just die again? That was one of the big things that people made fun of, like, Riot Girls for, too, was, oh, you're just, freaking out about Bikini Kill or whoever. You know, you're acting like those girls that like pop bands or whatever. And it's like, well, yeah, no shit, because they've never had anything that they connected to. And like, I don't know, I thought a lot of those bands were kind of stupid and had very problematic like racial politics and trans politics. But I don't know, let like teenage girls like what they want to like. It's so stupid. Alright, we've died out twice in this game. I think we're getting about as far as we can on 3 lives. I wonder if there is a contra code for this. Hold on, let me get my phone. Where is my phone? It's around here somewhere. Ugh. Yeah, I also don't have the attention span, so those kind of not blinking, I get bored really quickly. Alien Storm. First search result, Alien Storm cheats. Extra lives! Oh shit, here we go. From the main menu, first head to the options menu and enter the following button combinations. Unlimited continues. Oh, dude. Hell yeah. Oh, man. What time is it? 8:51? Alright, we'll play for a little while longer. Alright, so from the main menu, yeah, another thing that I didn't realize about this game is that this game came out a little later, 91, which is a little later than I kind of thought it did. But then again, so same with Streets of Rage and games like that. They were 90, 91, 92. Maybe a little later. Check out the eyeball. Okay, so from the main menu, first head to the options menu. Okay. And enter the following combinations. Up, down, C, down, B, 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 up, C. Now press start to return to the main menu. It still says 3. I don't know if it worked. I knew there had to be some kind of code. No, I don't think it's a speed issue. It's not like the Contra one where, yeah, you gotta kind of move a little bit. Oh, there was another part of it. Okay. There was an ad in the way. Alright, so... yeah, Mortal Kombat's another one. You know, I don't think we're ever gonna do a Mortal Kombat episode, because honestly, I don't have a ton to say about Mortal Kombat. It's weird, but... I played it, but... I don't know. It didn't really do much for me. Honestly, by the time those games came out, I was already watching a lot of, like, pretty graphic anime. And I'd already gotten into, like, stuff like Lovecraft and all. So, I don't know, like, Pixel Blood wasn't really, I don't know, it didn't really do much for me. I like that it pissed off adults a lot and got people all like aflutter. That was kind of cool, but yeah, otherwise, I don't know. I was never really a big fighting game person either. One day we'll do a Street Fighter 2 episode, and it's just kind of, It wasn't really my thing. Every time there's a Street Fighter collection that comes out, I always buy it, and I think this is going to be the time that I like these games, and not really. They're fine, but, okay, so let's try this again. Reset. Now that's some awesome parenting. I don't know, my parents never really said anything about any game. My father worked a lot, so he didn't really notice too much. Unless we were playing a sports game, he didn't really care. And, I don't know, my mother just kind of trusted that, we were good kids and wouldn't, do, like, dumb shit. And, all of my life, I always had to kind of be the mature friend because my friends were always, like, screw-ups. So, if anything, I was always the friend that would be like, hey, don't do the bad thing. As opposed to doing the bad thing. So, yeah, so stuff like that never really did much for me. Or maybe, I don't know, want to do anything bad. Alright, let's try this. So, start now. Go to options. Up, down, C. Down, B, B, B. Up, C. Now go back to the main menu. Now, enter the sound test menu. Then press start again to enter the main menu. Finally, enter the options menu one more time and you'll see a new option. Oh shit! Look at that. We can get up to 9 credits. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, 9 is way better than 3. I could probably do that. I could probably do this in 9. Alright, we'll play to like 9:30. But, yeah, I don't know. Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, never really did much for me. I definitely dug in Street Fighter the British woman that did the, that had a Frankensteiner as her finishing move. Cammy. She was pretty cool. So another thing is there's like inconsistency in the weapons. So you shoot the flamethrower and then you shoot down at them, but sometimes it's when an enemy's farther away and sometimes it's when they're closer. And honestly, I don't see a pattern to it. Like, see how that went down there? But then why other times does it not go down? Or when you do that, like, spread attack. I'm not really sure why it does one or the other. I'm honestly not sure. It looks cool. There's no doubt about that. These guys look like goblins. Or hobgoblins. Ah! Yeah, so that time it did the machine gun attack, and I'm honestly not sure why it does one versus the other. It's kind of confusing. Here are the guys that look like, they look like the Slurms from Futurama. But not, Party Animal Slurms Mackenzie. The first 4 seasons from the original run are good. The Comedy Central ones are not that great. Oh, yeah, oh man, in the early days of Twitter, back in the 00s, I remember there was an account that would, like, warn you. You could follow and it would warn you if the dog episode was going to be on. I used to be on a web forum that there was somebody who would always top a thread when it was going to be on. Because, yeah, people did not want to be blindsided by that episode. And actually, I rewatched that episode, a couple months ago when Talking Simpsons did the first season of Futurama. They talked about it one episode, and they said, yeah, that episode actually kind of sucks. Like, it's kind of really, like, emotionally manipulative. And so I thought, all right, well, let me go see it. And yeah, it totally is. Like, it's kind of shitty. Like, in the way it kind of tugs at you. Like, it's done in this way that I don't think it's going to hold up. I don't think it holds up, really. Like, it's very obvious that the episode is, was done to get that reaction. And it's just... it's a very cruel thing, I think. But that was, right at the beginning of that era of, like, where, shows would do things like that to just, like, screw with you. Like, so many of the, like, Joss Whedon shows and stuff like that. Speaking of a dude whose shows have not aged well. Like, Buffy, the, cis white, lady who, everyone who's queer and black around her dies. The Vampire Slayer. I did a conference paper about Buffy at Rutgers a couple years ago. Oh god, that was like 5 years ago, actually. And I was basically like, I kind of don't like this show anymore. The way Kendra's treated is kind of racist. And the way Drusilla's treated is like, you know, really kind of treats people that are mentally ill crappy. And people were uncomfortable. Because the other two people on the panel had been like, real like, yay, Joss Whedon's the best, squee. And I was like, he's kind of horrible. That was the conference too, where, so we had an hour for the panel, so you'd think, you know, 20 for how long, and the person before me ran long, so, oh man, this is so douchey. The person who was moderating the panel, like, passed, like, a Post-it note to me, to be like, you need to wrap it up, and it was just, like, so humiliating. That she couldn't just like stop me and be like, hey, you only got a couple minutes. Like, she had to pass a note. Like, it was just the most shitty thing. And afterwards, I was gonna leave. I actually pretty much stomped out of the conference and only stayed at Rutgers that day because I ran into one of our former esteemed former English majors who was there. Now, she's graduated now, but, like, she was there, so I ran into her, so I hung out with her for a little while, and then I was out of there. I actually, on the way home that day, I think you were already not working there anymore, but I remember I stopped at your GameStop, because I forget, I was buying something. But I was, like, extremely pissed. And then at the end they kind of like scolded me for like taking too long. All in all, academia is dumb. Yeah, and it's one of the, and I think less and less these days, but like stuff like that people get away with it because there's like this thing in intellectual circles where you're not supposed to like you know, call people out on stuff like that, and you know, especially with like women and queer people. And I mean, I'm just some dude, but like I feel like these days people are like less interested in putting up with nonsense like that. Which is good. But that also very much plays into the rise of the unconference and, you know, people kind of looking at these big institutional academic organizations as, like, not cool. Oh, God, the biggest assholes I know all have PhD at the end of their name. Don't even get me started. So we're already here, and we still have 7 credits. Not bad. Instead of 1 or 0. What was the other code? There's extra credits and then... Oh, unlimited continues. There's no real way to heal either. I'll have to look it up and see if this is a straight port from the arcade, because that seems like something for a console version you'd add, even if it wasn't in the arcade game. Like, you'd add ways to heal and, you know, more continues. Because it's like, I mean, dude, you already got there $50 or whatever. You might as well. And here's some more crazy gamer talk. What if instead of having you know, CEOs who make, you know, a gazillion times more than the people who actually make the games, what if everybody unionized and turned everything into co-ops where everybody had an equal stake in it, and then maybe you wouldn't have to create games like that, and like free-to-play games these days that treat consumers you know, basically the same way that, you know, they were treated in the arcades, like just a thing that exists to steal quarters from. And these days it's, I guess, loot crates. I mean, you know, what if we did that? DSA, like, seriously needs to have, like, a gaming organization that just, like, starts unionizing coders. Well, there was the voice actor strike. In fact, our girl from Mass Effect was one of the big leaders of it, Jennifer Hale. I listened to an interview with her on, I forget what podcast it was, and she was very engaging, very thoughtful, you know, talking about labor issues, and it was, I have to admit, it was pretty cool to hear FemShep talk about labor issues. Ah, stop throwing me. Yeah, because voice actors get, like, really treated like garbage. And they don't, you know, get paid really that well. The music isn't that great in this game. It's okay. Oh, whoops. It's pretty cool that Jennifer Hale did the voice of the trans character in Inquisition. That's pretty awesome. Although I didn't do, in my playthrough, I didn't really do that much with that character. They were around, but I think whatever quest they're attached to, I think I messed it up somehow. Because that game was such a buggy mess. We are so lucky we were able to get those first two Dragon Age games and Mass Effect 1 through 3 out of that company, because, egads. What they've done since then has been, pretty, bad. That new Mass Effect game was horrible. Yeah, I really, it's surprising. I mean, I get it that a company would be a little squirmy about it because of how, like, shitheads respond. You know, I can understand, you know, if you're the head of a game and you're someone who's already marginalized and you don't want to deal with, those people. At the same time, you know, I think it's really important. Obviously. God, imagine if like a game, like even like just in like straight up just like character development, like a game like Dragon's Dogma or something like that, where you could just be like, yeah, this character's trans, and maybe it has something to do with the plot, maybe it doesn't. I do appreciate how Dragon's Dogma basically makes you at some point at least like kind of pursue the queen, you know, whether you actually, you know, have an affinity with her at the end or not. I had it with the awesome goth lady, but so if you're playing as a woman, you're forced to have, you know, kind of same gender kind of thing. And I remember there were people that were mad about that, and it's like, yeah, imagine how mad women have been for the last 40 years of video games, that they had to, like, you know, they had one, plays a dude, and then two, romance a dude, you know, when that started to become a thing. Hold on a second. People are meeping me on Twitter again. Success, they still like me. I was kind of expecting some shit earlier when I compared all those weirdos that are obsessed with Susan Sarandon to gamergaters who are obsessed with Anita Sarkeesian, but I didn't get any. But that's, like, you know, totally how those people act. You know, it's instead of ethics in video game journalism, it's, you didn't properly worship our, white lady. Because we live in a hell world where everything is Gamergate. Oh, these things are tough. Ah, oh, ouch. I was gonna say, are those things gonna move? Oh, I was talking about the tweet I made earlier about how all those like centrist weirdos that are all like screaming about Susan Sarandon all day remind me of Gamergaters talking about you know, Sarkeesian and Brianna Wu or whoever. And yeah, because like all of life now is in this hell world that we live in is just like some version of ethics in video game journalism. We're farther than we were, I think. Whoa, hey! Cool, I like the walls. They look cool. Reminds me of the last level of Contra. Contra's a cool game. It's got a lot of like kind of creepy, like Lovecraftian body horror graphics. These things aren't going down fast. Yeah, like the whole thing in Contra at the end is basically like that everything's like living inside of it, which is kind of cool. Alright, let's wipe these dudes out. Yeah, they're taking a bunch of shots to go down. Oh man. Shit. Whoa, they're not even going down because of with the energy. Damn. Dude, this is crazy. How do you do this with 3 credits? Holy crap. I don't know. Do you think we go in? Come on, come on. Whoa, those things are cool looking. This one. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's different in each one. Holy crap. Shit, we're running out of lives. Alright, wait. Time out. Save. Wait. Full screen. We went left, we went middle. Let's go right. I'm just gonna energy blast all these dudes. 'Cause why not? Middle. Whoa. Okay. I'm not sure what we were doing there, but okay. I'm not sure what we're supposed to be doing here. Okay. Alright, so we went over there. So if we go there... Hold on. I seriously have no clue what I'm doing right now. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm loading the I'm loading the FAQ here. Of course, it's in tiny little print. Shooting, fast scrolling. Mission 1, mission. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, have a good night, Sarah. Okay, we're over there. So then what if we go over this way? We end up in here. Whoa, I think I beat it! The ambition of the aliens to invade planet Earth has been foiled. Peace is restored. But what has become of the Tremendous Three? Did they survive? Nobody knows, and there's no way to find out. But if any aggression is made to our planet again, thank you for using comma correctly there, they are the ones who will fight back. Until then, their name shall be engraved on our minds. Alien Busters. You could have called them Alien Stormers. And so that's Alien Storm. How about that? Very cool. This game's awesome. We're gonna do a podcast about it at some point. Very cool. A lot easier when you're more yeah, dude, getting through that with 3 credits is what did I get to, like the second to last level, third to last level. That's tough. That last stage is pretty brutal, and I was playing on easy. Team Shinobi. We gotta do some Shinobi streams. Excellent. Very cool. Okay, so that's gonna wrap this stream up. GiraffeFeels.net, as always, is the place to go for the podcast. We just put out a new podcast episode yesterday about Castlevania Chronicles, which is a really cool PS1, kind of breaking our 20-year equals retro rule by a couple of years, but that's okay. No one cares. That was out yesterday. We're gonna have another episode out this weekend, maybe. I'm working on it, and then from there, we'll have some new stuff in July. Streaming tomorrow, Final Fantasy 9 at 9 o'clock. Or no, not 9 o'clock. 7 o'clock. 9 at 7, and next week we'll have Lost Sphere on Monday, Phantasy Star 3 on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we're going to be streaming Mega Man 1. OG Mega Man. And on Thursday, FF9 again. And then I'm not sure for in July. At one point on Mondays, we're going to switch over to Octopath Traveler, because that game looks amazing. So, alright. Thanks, Sarah. Thanks, everybody else who stopped by. I saw a couple of people pop in and out. So, talk soon.